Casey Wallace here at the Portal to Ascension conference and catching up with Jerry Yusko. You may have seen the episode where we interviewed Jerry at one of the other events that we were at, and I saw Jerry here. I'm excited to have him back in the chair and encourage him to be part more of this programming. Jerry's an extraordinary healer. He's an extraordinary healer. And the experience of Jerry will move you. It will move you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jerry, when did your healing gifts come out for you that you were aware of?
For the way they are right now, probably when I did the blending for the first time. And that was back in 2013, 14, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And putting on an event, 80 people showed up basically, and
Wow.
it was amazing because it was a combination of metaphysical and extraterrestrials all coming together.
Really?
Talking about the difference between us and what brings us together as well.
Nice.
And so people who never knew anything about the extraterrestrial side could go over and talk to people and have all their answers answered, and vice versa.
Wow.
And that's when I learned that when you're put on the spot, it's amazing what you can do.
God, that is so funny that you said that. You're the only one that has said that, and it is so true. It is so true. Of course, I suppose inevitably we put ourselves on the spot, right? I mean, there's a portion of ourselves that's going, come on, man, come on, let's get this out, right? And so you create this.
When you're there, but what happened to me, we had so many people,
Yeah.
they needed an extra vendor.
Okay.
And so, even though I was supposed to be the manager, it'd be like them saying, okay, you're not going to be doing this, you're going to be doing this.
Right. No.
Yeah, and you're just put into that position, and you either sink or swim.
No, that is so true. So it's so funny because Brad had done that to me in channeling Julius. I'd done Julius a fair amount on stage, and he's like, "You're going to do reading. We need somebody to do readings." I'm like, "I don't do readings." He's like, "Boom," he just had everything. And Julius, is talking to everyone. It was like, "Oh my God!" And so it kind of did unleash a whole nother level, of what I do.
Yeah.
How do you know, Jerry, what you do? I understand this, but for our viewers, how do healers know how to heal, what their thing is?
I learned.
Okay.
I was born with gifts, but then I actually went to school, massage school, and learned how to work with the body, took anatomy and all like that, so I knew body parts and stuff like that. So when I talk to people, I could at least have a reference to what they would know in the 3D world.
Perfect.
Now the other abilities that I have as far as x-rays or MIR abilities and all like that just comes from the way I use my brain, because it's what I need in order to do the type of healing.
Okay.
So when I work on someone, for example, your husband, I could see what was happening inside of his head.
I know. I guess we have to pause right there.
Okay.
We're at an event. Brad is kind of standing around. Jerry's there. We're starting to kind of get to know each other. And I think I actually kind of grabbed you, or either I grabbed you or I grabbed Brad, and I'm like, do something. We hadn't told you anything, okay? And Jerry starts into this. In my perception, you start reading him, his energies. You stood back, you're reading him. I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool. And Brad's just kind of sitting there. And Jerry was so spot on. And we hadn't told him anything about Brad. And, of course, you'd picked up on things that really only we and our group Julius know. And that was it for me. I mean, I had a very strong sense early on when I first talked to you. I'm like, there's something about you. Julius wants you in the chair. They want to start talking to you. But when you see Jerry do his thing, and there's no way you could have known that stuff on a logical plane.
No.
Right? Yeah.
No, he was showing it to me through his spirit and what he would allow me to do and would not allow me to do.
Okay.
So I obeyed his wishes and we went from there.
Yeah, and it was kind of crazy. You probably don't remember, but it was crazy for us. and Brad integrated into it pretty well because he's just a big guy and could handle all that energy. Do you ever have people that have a really hard time with all the energy that you put forth through them and unleash with them and kind of work with them?
Yes. And it mainly goes back to people that are in this community that don't know how to receive back energetically correctly.
Oh, that's a great thing to say. That's probably true a lot, right?
They're used to giving, but when it comes to receiving, and it's not material wealth,
right.
It's the cleaning process of the other person, the releasing. And what will happen is when you try to feed back their own energy,
right.
You can see through their muscle tissue that the resistance to their own energy.
Wow, isn't that interesting? And you know, because we support on the teachings, Julius will say there's two things that you're afraid of: death and how powerful you are. And pretty much every other fear that you created in your world branches from those two opinions. And so what you're saying is right along, we're afraid of how powerful we are.
Yeah.
We're kind of it's probably a lot on a subconscious level, but you can see that. You can see where that's coming from.
Right, because the people that I work on, they are very powerful. I mean, when they work on you, you can feel it and you know it. But when it comes to kind of like working on their self, even though they do aura cleanings or whatever, it's the muscle tissue I found out and how it receives the energy. So it's really cool to see the fibers of the muscles, the banding and all like that release, but the energy actually flow with either the blue chakra or the root chakra or whatever they might need at the time.
Right. Wow. So I know that your gifts, they always never ending expanding, always expanding. Does it ever surprise you, some of the new stuff that you do, or are you just kind of like, I'm cool with this, I can accept all of this?
Just had an experience over the last week. Okay. I saw a different part of my energy when I really get into it. To be able to see me put my energy into someone and actually have them light up internally. That is really cool. There's where I'm going to now.
So cool.
Yeah.
So last time we spoke, Jerry, I know you were still kind of starting to, get into doing some stuff. I've been stalking you, secretly stalking you. I'm a creeper. I'm Jerry's creeper. I've been watching Scott Ware a lot. Scott Ware is a great guy. He has a magazine in Orange County, in Orange County, and you've been doing some events that he's been at and things like that. Tell everybody how to find you, Jerry, and for your services.
My name is Jerry Yusko. You can find me on Facebook. You can also find me at imtouch7@gmail.com. It's untouched7@gmail.com. You can also go to Soul Spirit Essence, all one word, Soul Spirit Essence at gmail.com, and I'm there. But I have two events coming up.
Okay, where are they?
Well, one is in process right now. I'm on kind of like a crusade of, do we have the right to heal people without the permission? We talked about that.
I remember that. Yes, we did. Yes.
And I am going to go on Sharifa's program, and I wanted to go on to yours one time.
Let's do it.
When I get it really going.
Absolutely.
And just have a whole bunch of healers come together to find out what we want to do. Go over the boundaries of what we need to do to protect the people that we're going to go see, and just spread love and healing throughout a crowd of people.
Nice.
And not even tell them what we're doing.
Right.
Then come back and talk about our experiences and see if it also changed us.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's one thing I want to do. And then sometime in January at the Bodhi Studio in Anaheim.
Okay.
It's called Bodhi Studio.
Okay.
But, I want to put on a little bit like this, but it's going to be smaller in nature. It's going to be extraterrestrial and metaphysical people in a reaction, whereby if you're not sure about the ET world, but you know about metaphysical, you can come there and you can talk to people that have extraterrestrial experiences and vice versa.
They're all kind of the same. what I mean is they support each other, right?
They do.
I mean, in starting this network, being a practitioner ourselves and getting a fair amount of interviews under our belt, I didn't really talk to other practitioners a lot about what they do. Now that we've created this network and I'm able to interview practitioners, I'm learning so many cool things about other practitioners. But there's a lot of practitioners out there that had an ET contact, and then they have a lot of these metaphysical aspects come in, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's all to have separated this was just another aspect of us separating ourselves, right? Right. But also to just not be afraid of those things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like we are them and they are us in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Right.
thank you so much.
Yeah, Jerry, you're so much fun, and you're so sweet and fabulous. We are going to have you back on the show. We're going to chase you down for that. And then, of course, as these events build for you, let's make sure we get that promotional component for you and things like that.
Thank you so much.
You do remote work?
Yes, I do.
Okay, very important for you to know that. So Jerry does remote work. Climb on the website, climb on his Facebook page, get in contact with him. If you're in the LA area, probably can get him hands-on in some format or another,
Yeah.
right? I should say Southern California area, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for being with me.
Oh, thank you. Blessings to you.
Thanks everybody for being with us once
Bye,
again,
everyone.
and we'll be back with you soon.